What the car industry doesn't want you to know, and honestly, what I'm about to reveal, might just change the way you look at your own car forever. You ever get that weird feeling late at night when you're driving alone that maybe you're not the only one in control? Maybe it's not just the hum of the engine or the flicker of the dashboard lights. Maybe it's something deeper, something darker. Because lately, I've been digging into what's really going on inside our cars, what's hidden beneath all that metal, plastic, and code, and let me tell you, it's not just about horsepower or fuel efficiency anymore. There's a whole other layer, one they desperately don't want you to see. Let's start with the basics. You buy a new car, maybe something sleek, something smart. It's got all the bells and whistles, remote start, GPS, voice commands, maybe even a built-in app that lets you unlock it from halfway across the country. Sounds convenient, right? But here's the dark truth. Every one of those features is a doorway for someone else to get in. And I'm not just talking about hackers in hoodies or some kid in his mom's basement. I'm talking about the manufacturers themselves, about the companies who built your car, who programmed its brain, who wrote the rules for what it can and can't do. They have the keys to every single door, and you'd be shocked how often they use them. But wait, it gets even darker, because these days, it's not just about unlocking your doors or starting your engine, it's about where you go, how you drive, who you see, and what you do. Modern cars are loaded with telematic systems, OnStar, FordPass, Toyota Connect, you name it. These aren't just for your convenience, they're for tracking you, mapping your every move, storing your habits, your routines, your secrets. And the scariest part? Most people have no idea how much of their lives they are handing over every single time they get behind the wheel. Now, I know some folks will say, come on, it's just data, everybody's collecting data these days. But here's what most people don't realize about this dark truth. Your car isn't just a phone on wheels. It's a rolling surveillance device. It's always listening, always watching, always sending information back to headquarters. And if you think deleting an app or turning off your Bluetooth is enough, think again. Some of these systems keep working even after you think you've shut them down. Some keep tracking you even after you've sold the car. That reminds me of something else they don't want you to know.
You ever heard of hidden GPS trackers? Devices that can be slipped into your car, tucked away under a seat or behind a bumper, completely invisible to the naked eye? Sometimes it's a jealous spouse, sometimes it's a repo man, sometimes it's law enforcement with a warrant, or without one. But here's the thing. The technology is so cheap, so small, so easy to hide that you never know you're being watched. And the manufacturers? They're not exactly making it harder. In fact, with all these new smart features, they're making it easier than ever for someone to slip in, plug something into your OBD2 port, and vanish without a trace. But wait, it gets even more disturbing, because it's not just about tracking where you go, it's about controlling what you do. Modern cars, especially electric vehicles, are more computer than machine. That means, in theory, that someone with the right access can do a lot more than just watch. They can send commands. They can lock your doors. They can shut down your engine. They can turn your car into a brick, right there in the middle of the highway if they want to. And if you think that's just some wild conspiracy, think again. There are already stories out there, real stories, of people who missed a payment, only to find their car wouldn't start the next morning. Of governments using remote kill switches during emergencies, of hackers taking over entire fleets with a few lines of code. Honestly, I think this is terrifying. The facts show that these features exist for safety or theft prevention, but in my view, it's a massive cover-up for something much bigger. Because the more connected our cars become, the less control we really have. Every new feature, every new update, every new convenience is just another way for someone else to get their hands on the wheel. Now here's where it gets really sinister, because as cars become more computerized, the line between driver and machine starts to blur. You ever notice how your car seems to know when you're in a hurry? How it reminds you to buckle up, to slow down, to stay in your lane? It's like the car is watching you, judging you, maybe even manipulating you. And the manufacturers? They say it's all for your safety. But is it really? Or is it just another way to make sure you're playing by their rules? A lot of folks don't talk about this dark side, but once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Every time you get behind the wheel,
you have to wonder, who or what is really in control? Is it you, the manufacturer, or someone else entirely? Because if they can track you, lock you out, even shut you down remotely, what else can they do? What else have they built into these machines that we don't know about? And who's really pulling the strings? Makes you wonder what else they're hiding, doesn't it? If they can control your car, track you, lock you out, even shut you down, what else can they do? What else have they built into these machines that we don't know about? And who's really pulling the strings? Let me tell you about the real reason some people are getting nervous about buying new cars. It's not just about the price or the insurance or the endless recalls. It's about trust. Or, more accurately, the total lack of it. Because when you buy a car today, you're not just buying a vehicle. You're buying into a system. A system that's designed to watch you, to record you, to control you. And the worst part? You signed up for it. Maybe you didn't read the fine print. Maybe you didn't know what you were agreeing to. But you signed away your privacy, your autonomy, your freedom, just for a little bit of convenience. Now, I know some people see it differently, and I get why they'd think that. They say, it's just technology. It's just convenience. It's just the way things are now. But I can't help but distrust that narrative. I worry that we're giving up too much too fast, that we're trading our freedom for comfort, our privacy for convenience, our souls for a little bit of speed and style. But wait, it gets even more disturbing, because if you look at the way cars are marketed now, especially to younger generations, it's all about connection, about being part of something bigger, about trusting the system. But what if that system isn't looking out for you? What if it's using you? What if every time you plug your phone into your car, every time you use voice commands or let your car learn your preferences, you're opening a door to something you can't control? It's like when you discover your mechanic has been lying to you for years. You thought you were in good hands, but really, you were just another mark. Think of it like this. You know how when you're at a car dealership and everything seems perfect, but there's that nagging feeling that something's off? That's what this is, but on a much bigger, much darker scale. Honestly, I think this is terrifying.
The idea that our cars, these things we trust with our lives, could be compromised, could be used against us, could be hiding secrets we'll never fully understand. Here's the dark truth. We're not in control. Not really. And the sooner we accept that, the sooner we can start asking the right questions. Speaking of that, let me tell you about the real reason you should be checking your car for hidden devices. You ever notice a weird wire under your seat? A strange box plugged into your dashboard? Maybe your car's electronics start acting up, random reboots, strange alerts, things you can't explain. Most people just ignore it, chalk it up to modern technology. But what if it's not just a glitch? What if it's someone watching you, tracking you, waiting for the right moment to make their move? I know, some of this sounds like science fiction, like something out of a bad horror movie. But the facts are right there in front of us. People have found hidden trackers in their cars. People have had their vehicles disabled remotely. People have lost control of their own property, all because someone else decided they didn't deserve it anymore. And the manufacturers? They're not exactly rushing to give that control back. That just doesn't sit right with me at all. In my view, this is a massive cover-up. A lot of folks don't talk about this dark side, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. Every time you get behind the wheel, you have to wonder who or what is really in control. Is it you, the manufacturer, or something else entirely? A lot of people see cars as symbols of freedom, of independence. But what if that's just an illusion? What if the very thing that's supposed to set us free is actually what's keeping us trapped? Think about it. Every year, cars get smarter, more connected, more helpful. But at the same time, they get more intrusive, more controlling, more alive. Is this really progress, or just another corporate deception? Now here's the dark analysis. The more we rely on these systems, the more vulnerable we become. We're told it's all for our own good, for safety, for convenience, for peace of mind. But the reality is, every new feature is another way for someone else to watch us, to judge us, to control us. And the worst part? We asked for it. We begged for it. We lined up for it. All because we wanted a little bit of comfort, a little bit of status, a little bit of that new car smell. But here's what most people don't realize about this dark truth. The real danger isn't just in the technology, it's in the trust.
The trust we put in companies, in systems, in machines we barely understand. The trust that they'll do the right thing, that they'll protect us, that they'll keep our secrets safe. But history tells a different story. Recalls, hacks, data breaches, cover-ups. These aren't accidents. They're warnings. Warnings that maybe, just maybe, we're not as safe as we think. So what can you do? Start by paying attention. Check your car for hidden devices. Review your app permissions. Don't just accept every new feature without asking what it really means. And most importantly, don't be afraid to ask questions, because the more we know, the harder it is for them to keep us in the dark. Comment below what you think about this dark revelation. Have you ever experienced something in your car that you just couldn't explain? A cold chill, a weird noise, a sense that something was off? Or maybe you've noticed the way your car seems to know things it shouldn't. Is it just coincidence? Or is there something more going on? Share this with someone who needs to know the truth. Because honestly, I think this is terrifying. The idea that we're not just being watched, but maybe even manipulated by our own cars, by the people who build them, by the forces that influence them. Here's the dark truth. The line between technology and control is getting thinner every day, and the automotive industry is right at the center of it. If you made it this far, you're probably feeling what I'm feeling, a mix of curiosity, fear, and maybe a little bit of anger. Because we deserve better. We deserve the truth. And if you agree, like this video, share it with someone who needs to know the truth, and subscribe for more dark automotive revelations, because trust me, there's a lot more where this came from. Stay vigilant, stay curious, and remember, just because you can't see the strings doesn't mean you're not being controlled.